All right, this is a regular scheduled meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Right now we have on the far end John Martin, Aaron Wolf, I am Greg under the chair, and the only thing in front of us tonight is a workshop for 13 Whitehill Place. It's a readiness, this is a readiness hearing, that's all it is.
Yes.
Assuming that everything is in shape, we'll probably schedule this. I would be shocked if we can't schedule it for the 6th of October.
Okay. Okay.
That's our next regular scheduled meeting.
Okay.
Again, just for the audio, because I don't have a secretary here tonight, introduce yourself.
Yes. My name is Justin Caker,
Okay.
and my office is Highlands Architecture on Route 9 in Cold Spring.
Okay.
And I'm Jonathan Shields. I'm the homeowner of 13 Whitehill Place.
All right. So that's that. So, just to go through the basics, we have a denial, first and foremost, from Bill. His denial, I think the only thing that he has in the denial is a front yard setback. As we walk through this, we may say, well, there might be a variance here, variance there. Doesn't mean we won't go. It just,
Okay.
we need to make sure they've got all variances covered off on.
Yes.
Okay. I have a survey of sorts.
Yeah, I used the survey to generate the plot plans
Okay.
with site plans.
Do you have is there a more current survey? Because this is from 91.
This is the most current survey we have.
This is the most current survey you have.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you get us a better copy?
Yeah, I think you can.
I think we have the original, like the big
Yeah.
legal sheet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably have it, or?
Yeah, and you don't have to do 5. I'd say 3 tops.
Okay.
Okay.
It would help us, just, I mean, it's pretty minute.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you can point out on it where, the building is gonna be built out, on that new survey,
Yeah.
just as you were sort of mentioning where you would sort of crosshatch it, just like you've color-coded
Yeah.
certain other portions.
Okay.
It just gives a better sense of what is being done, so when it's in the record.
Kind of a higher level. In other words, the 5 foot, here we have the 50-foot level and then the 100-foot level, just, so it's,
Oh, okay.
in terms of just, we can see how it sits in the property. Yada.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Short form is completed, and we'll probably treat this as a type 2, which means you do short forms. And so that is done, which is good. Conformance worksheet is done. We'll go through this in a little more detail. You guys have a copy of the conformance?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll go through this. Right now, I just want to make sure all paperwork is available. Notifications. John, do you have the neighbors? You have neighbors.
Yes.
We need.
Right here, I was just.
Oh, is that part of, it's part of
This is
your
Aaron's,
facts?
if you want to take a look at it.
But he has it as part of the facts, okay. Hang on.
Oh, is it?
He's got it, he just didn't put it on the application, which is fine. But you have, sorry, show me that again, because that's,
Yeah, we should probably include that.
we have it someplace, right? It's part of this packet.
I thought it was included in the.
I don't see.
I mean, it's okay you haven't as an addendum, that's not, I don't get crazy about that, but we gotta have it someplace.
Yeah, so we don't have.
So, okay, so we do not have a copy of that.
Okay.
And, huh. 'Cause it's part of your deed on,
I
this is
thought
part of
for
your
sure I
deed.
included it
Is
in
it-
the
Yeah, what, I lied, I
I might have just put it in
lied.
his packet, like.
It's on my packet, but
Right.
it's me.
Well, we're fine,
Okay.
as long as somebody has it, I don't
Yeah.
keep the primary. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. So, neighbors, kick some googles, let's go through neighbors. John, you said you had the, or Aaron, you have the.
I understand this.
Yeah.
I mean, we can work on Google Maps.
Since all these seem to show.
Did Allison? give it?
Allison said she would not be.
Okay.
So she's a known person not to be here.
Should we give Aaron, Elliot a call? I mean, if we were gonna, for a minute,
That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Just as long as we can get through minutes tonight, that's all.
Right.
Again, nothing
Go ahead.
personal. In terms of attendance. Okay, so do we know where White Hill is?
Yes.
It's this much.
It's down here.
Ah,
Old Hill.
okay. So, on this map, this is White Hill.
Are you on
Yes.
the north or south?
The north side.
North
We're
side.
on the north side.
North
which
side
is
of White Hill, yes.
That, and how many houses in?
Oh, it's,
Second one from the end.
second from the end.
So that's you here,
Yes.
right, okay.
That's
So, with
Rockville
that
area.
said, 11 would be 1, 2,
You're right.
to my right.
Yeah, that's Jeff and Patty.
Okay. 15 would be to your left, next to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
12 would be across the street.
Right across the street, yeah.
Okay.
Second one from the end on there, south side.
And how about the other two on the side of 12? In other words,
So
14 and
10?
Yeah, whatever. Because we really should notify not only the people next to you, but even though they're not directly in front of you, my assumption is they'll be able to
14.
see.
Okay.
They'll be able to see your front porch.
Mhm.
Including those
Right.
across the street, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And if you want to get, so, minimally add,
Yeah, the new people just bought Sutton's house. It's Rick and Ann. I forget their last name, but that's, I think that I can get that information. And then Aaron and his wife Sandy, they live in 10 White Hill. I'll get their last name.
Frank Mark and Covenant.
Yeah.
Every solar installation.
so we're going to add.
I saw that. It's,
And
yeah,
Google
yeah,
Maps.
it's like glaring.
Oh,
See
okay.
that?
Let's look at that.
PV panels.
Oh, thank you.
So.
So 10 White Hill, we need to add, right?
Is it White
And-
Hill or White Hill?
White Hill.
White Hill.
White Hill,
Yeah.
I know you want to say White Hall.
Yeah.
I know.
Mhm.
And everybody's, anytime you go for, is it one word or two words?
Yeah.
That's one word. I don't know. That's what it said on the sign when I first moved in.
And it's 14 White Hill?
Aaron is 10. Aaron and Sandy are 10. Then it's Danny and Allie are 12. And I think it's the new couple, Rick and Ann, just bought Sutton's house at 14. I'm not sure of their last name.
Yeah, just update this fact sheet
Okay.
to have all of them there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think, unless the board feels otherwise, do we need to go further than next doors?
The only interesting question would be, how would comparatively they're bumping out further into the front yard setback? How would that compare to the other neighboring houses? How do they seem to be set back off the property lines?
Yeah, I just saved some aerial views too, and I didn't bring them with me.
I guess we might
well,
have something here.
Yeah, you can take a look at the.
Yeah, if you
I
could,
would,
if you
I
could
would
bring a
bring, I would
copy-
bring those because,
Bring a printout of it so we could put it
because
in the
one of the,
record.
one
Okay.
of the considerations.
This is one of them that we actually had on the street before, correct?
Yeah.
Remember that? When they were
Yeah.
putting out that front porch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the consideration is, yes, you're going into a front yard, but if the rest of the neighborhood is also in their front yard and somewhat consecutive,
Mhm.
and that's one of our considerations.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be beneficial to you to show that your front porch is where it lines up with the other front porches.
Okay, yeah, because I know.
On your side of the street, then, obviously.
Yeah, there was a few years ago, there was a couple that, I don't know if it's 5 or 7, maybe, they put a front porch on.
Yeah,
Can be
that was
nice.
probably only about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, if you could, get some photographs, you have, of the, sort of the neighborhood, down the street.
Okay.
Just so we could get an idea. Because one of the questions is that we have to have, if it's in conformity with the neighborhood.
Okay.
It's one of the questions that are viewed in the 5-question analysis for granting of variances.
okay,
So they don't want things to be necessarily out of character.
sure.
Either that, we've got to explain away why we may or may not grant it in that case.
Okay.
So I guess photos going up and down the aerial would be great. And you can, in your discussion, relate to your photographs and what your design is, compared to the other neighboring homes, so that we get a full appreciation of what your project is.
Okay.
Good. So we have a deed. That's good. So other than that, it seems that your paperwork seems to be in order.
Okay.
So just update that, that's, no big deal.
Mhm.
So kind of just walk us through the project, just basically tell us what you're doing. And we've got these drawings, and I don't know if you want to borrow one of our sets or you use the board or something.
Yeah, I have.
Just, again, it's not,
I have some larger boards.
right, not why we should give it to you, just what you're doing, and make
Okay.
sure we're clear on that.
So. See this a little larger. The existing, it's an existing single-family, single-story, single-family residence, cape, simple roof line, the garage is over here in the driveway. Basically taking the roof off and going up with a second story. Each floor plan is about 1,656 square feet. And we plan on adding a porch on the front, which you see in the red. Try not to make it too deep. We still have 12 feet 5 inches from the front of the porch to the front property line. And then there's even more space to the street. Setbacks, as you can see, are highlighted and they're hatched around the outside. We are basically adding bedrooms on the second floor, making the first floor more living space. There's a little screened-in porch in the back, which is becoming a dining room. The garage, as I said, has become the kitchen. We're going to keep bedroom and bath over on this side. The lot is flat. Looking at all the calculations you'll see in the zoning conformance worksheet, we're well under the lot coverage. And you can see, all the buildable area, if we could, it's just not feasible to pick this up and place it in the buildable area, so
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense to us. So we're trying, to keep the existing footprint as we're going up. We're not expanding really out beyond that footprint. We're putting a roof deck in the back, a couple of decks, and of course the front porch. We have a very small box bay on the side over here, which is about 26 square feet, very small. That also, there's a little sliver of it in the front yard setback as well, as you can see with this drawing.
So technically.
We're gonna have to point that out too.
Yeah, technically, that's gonna be part of the variance.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
better to cover off on
Sure.
all of the stuff, even if it's
Absolutely.
4 square feet.
I was gonna ask you back on
So
that.
that'll also be in the variance.
And
as
I
well.
have described that box bay in the application too. So
Okay.
I do describe it
that it's not just the front porch, but it's
Also,
also.
it's in the box bay,
includes
it's just on the denial, he didn't list it. So that's fine.
It's only this,
Good.
this center portion that's gonna be covered?
Yeah, the center portion it's a roof deck from the
It's a roof
second
deck.
floor, yes.
But
Yes.
he's so far under coverage, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the only,
And there's, sorry. go ahead.
so the front porch, the rest of the house, the front porch
Oh, the existing house is already non-conforming.
is non-conforming, yeah, no,
You
no,
can
no.
see that, there's this section right here.
Right.
So it's already in the front yard setback.
But it is going up.
It's going up, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes, we are, because we're going up, we're making that existing non-conformance a little worse.
Yeah.
But it's because the house footprint is already in that front yard setback.
And I'll be honest, I thought if you, and again, I just want to make sure we have all the variances in front of us, that we
Mhm.
can make the decisions
Okay.
appropriately. This is not plus or minus, it's just facts. That,
This drawing might be helpful too.
Right.
yeah,
So this is the side view, you see this
Mhm.
line here?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
your setback line. So everything in front of this setback line is non-conforming.
is non-conforming, but
Yeah.
the first floor exists,
Correct.
but the second floor does
No,
not.
this and this does not.
Does not.
Mhm.
But it's-
John?
It's staying in the same footprint,
It's staying in the same footprint, but
Yes.
even though it's enclosed.
even though it's enclosed.
So I don't see it, you know, it would only, I think.
I'll be
contemplate-
honest, I get confused here because I thought at one point, I swear, and I could be completely
Well, we talked about
wrong.
that porch that was being covered on the building.
Well, if you're, not so much that as if you break a plane with new construction. In other words, his new construction's gonna break the plane of this front yard setback.
But the existing house.
Well, the existing
already
house,
does.
yeah, the existing house, but even though,
Yeah.
and this is where, and I, like I said, I could be completely wrong on this, I just
No, I
wanna make.
understand what you're talking about.
I just wanna make sure that we
I
drop the ball.
don't recollect
that,
this
you know,
separate
if we need it,
variancing.
we should define it. If we
for-
don't,
For a
fine.
second floor.
Okay.
You know, in addition to the second floor.
Yeah,
I don't remember needing a variance. It's really the house footprint.
it's, yeah,
Yeah,
I know. And
That's my experience too, and other zoning boards, at least when you're staying within the footprint and going up.
And going straight
You're not
up.
gonna make that non-conformance any worse, it's when you're then projecting
It's
in
as
the
if, it's,
direction that the.
yeah, if you had bumped out, let's say you had bumped out the second floor to cover the porch,
Yes.
just for discussion's
Mhm.
sake,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes.
I just wanna, again, I'm playing devil's, complete
No, I hear you,
devil's.
I hear what you're
devil's-
saying.
devil's
I mean, we've had
advocate.
cases where they've had open porches on the second floor and then
Enclosed
enclosed them
it.
over.
And maybe that was,
But there was an issue of.
that was up on Main Street.
Yeah, they were actually building out a little bit.
Yeah, okay,
We're sort of looking at this
Side-
as,
okay.
as you can see, clearly the setback line indicated that this portion here of the existing house is in that setback.
Right.
We're only adding this and a front porch.
Right.
We don't feel it's that deep,
Right.
it's not bulky, we're not
Yeah.
building
Okay.
a massive addition.
Okay,
What
tonight's
is
not,
the depth
tonight is
footprint?
not reasoning, tonight is
Yeah.
fact gathering.
Right.
So, and I can see the, what did you call it? Towards the front, with that,
The box bay?
the box bay.
Yeah, the box bay coming out of the
Yeah,
side, yes.
so we
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah, you can
we'll-
see
we'll
on
take that in
the one
consideration.
color coordinated drawing. you can
Yeah,
see-
it's nicely
Is the
highlighted.
depth of that new front porch indicated somewhere?
It's on
It's
the-
7'1"?
It's on the
Is
floor.
that what it
plan.
is? 7'1"?
It is.
So,
Yeah, so it's.
7 feet 1 inch.
Yeah, it does appear, that, okay.
On the first floor
Yeah,
plan.
okay. Just as
Where's,
long,
where's the measurement on 7-1?
it's like
Just so we're-
third page from the back.
First
It's-
floor plan on the left of the floor plan.
Yeah, it's the first floor plan. You see that?
This
Okay.
drawing might help too. This is the beginnings of a construction section through the house. So again, there's the setback line looking the other direction. Currently, the basement and this first floor are the area, and the roof is coming in like this
Yeah,
now.
right.
So it is this and the porch in the front yard setback area.
Very good.
So you're asking for,
You're essentially
to the front porch, we're asking for 12.5 foot.
It's 12 feet 5 inches, yeah, from the
And
property
then
line to the porch.
And to the box bay, you're asking for,
That is,
oh, you have it, so
I
24.
don't have a dimension directly to.
Yeah, we need a
the corner-
dimension on that.
To the
Yeah.
corner of that box bay?
Yeah,
Right.
it would be
Okay.
good. I mean, yes, we can do the
Yep.
addition, but.
Okay.
Yeah, from where the
We'll get it.
setback line would be out to the
Okay.
southern corner of the box bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't.
So
obviously
like,
affect
the
side
box
yard.
bay is basically, what, 2-something foot variance?
No, it says 3 feet.
3 feet.
Well, it's it's 3 feet projecting outward.
Yeah, no, the
That's right, you're
variance, the
looking at
variance,
the
the variance
foundation
is-
plan, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
The variance they're requesting is like 3 feet or 2 feet.
Yeah.
2 feet or something. That's
Whatever it
why,
is,
that's why it's
whatever
good
it
to have
is.
a single measurement, because,
Mhm.
you know, the first one, the variance is, yeah, 12.
Yeah, I was just going with the
Yeah,
worst
you-
case scenario of the front corner of the
No, no, no.
porch. So-
Right.
No, it's just that we'll
I see what you're saying, yeah.
we'll define both those variances.
Okay.
Just, again, cover them off. Neighbor gets pissy, they can't say, they didn't
Sure.
go to the back space, blah, 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 blah.
So we go to the porch,
Yeah.
go to the box bay, go to, okay.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
I mean, it's
Got it.
it's as much for your protection as
Yes.
anything
Okay.
else.
Okay.
You know, the more accurate we are,
Mhm.
that way people can, you know, come back. and do it.
Absolutely.
Not that they
Yeah.
want it, but.
Never know.
You never know.
We'll just keep sitting on it. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
No?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and it's very clear here. Just, if you
Looks
want,
like a nice
you can
color.
take these and you can just pencil in those measurements.
Okay.
And just have them back to us by, you know, Tuesday before or something like that.
Okay.
So I'll give you, I won't give you this paperwork. I'm gonna hang on to this.
Okay.
But we'll give him the drawings back. And if you could just update your drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, here's a good example of, like you said, Greg, when you did this, obviously you indicated that, you know, you've got property lines around here and the dimensions of the property lines. If you had a survey, you know, you could do sort of the same thing.
Sure.
I think you've pretty much done much.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, color coded and that's it, so that you actually have a survey, even though this is
Okay.
sort of an abstract of the survey.
So there's no reason to go back and redraw these.
No.
Handwriting in that, these minor corrections, I have no issues with that.
Okay.
That's-
All right, I'll take these. And when I pencil those in and bring them back, just bring them to Mary
Yeah,
and have them.
yeah, she'll show them in our box or
Okay.
either place.
Okay.
So we're looking at two sort of separate front yard variances.
Yeah,
we're looking at.
yeah, one for the porch and one for the box back.
Okay. That's it?
I think that's
It was
it.
great.
And do you vote now to set up the October 6th meeting, or?
No, it's a workshop. You know, if we saw something glaring that you didn't have, like
Mhm.
a deed or somebody else on the property and we don't have sign off, it's in transition.
Okay.
You know, that, you know, then we go, and then, you know, but we're fine. As far as we can see, we move forward on this on the
Yeah.
6th.
Okay. Okay. Now, is that considered the public hearing on the
Yes.
6th?
I will write a notice probably tomorrow. well, this is, actually, I haven't actually read it, but I'll write it very soon. I'll write a notice that says, that will be published in the PCNR, and I will send it to you.
Okay.
As well as the PCNR, and then you're required to send it to the 5 neighbors that we outlined. Return receipt requested, we'll bring cards.
Yes.
And then on the 6th, bring those cards back.
Okay.
So when I send it to them, you'll get it, and it needs to go out.
Okay.
If, for example, the new neighbors don't pick it up, don't bring it back, that's not your problem. The main thing that we want to see is that you notify them.
Okay.
Okay? So if they don't respond, it's not your issue.
Okay.
But with any project, it's always best to talk to
Absolutely.
Yeah, they seem nice, they just moved in.
Yeah.
So, they actually, they just had a big renovation done in their house too. Guys were in it for a while, so I think they'll be happy.
Okay.
I think they'll be happy.
So,
The end result.
And pictures are good. Bring these.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, the pictures are important, and
Pictures are good, especially,
satellite, yeah.
satellite,
Yeah,
and
because
then
that seems
neighborhood.
like the only real issue, because you're obviously coming closer to the road.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And that's the only effect I can see the neighbors.
Yeah.
How your house lines up with theirs in terms of, frontage.
Yeah.
Just again, for clarity's sake.
Okay.
So I'll let you handle these for now, but
Okay.
at the time, I'll probably want to keep those for as part of the record.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
um,
Great.
so I'm gonna let them take that back.
Jonathan, you have one of those too.
I'll just keep these
For your
aside.
records.
Gotcha.
And just update that address list as well, and give us copies of that.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, all we need is the address list update, the updates hand drawn onto that. Pictures, more the better.
Wish I could turn my house into something like that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So,
I'll give you this card.
Yeah, looks nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, before and after.
Well, Jonathan and his wife, they put together this book for me, actually, with all the things that they really appreciate about these types of Center Hall colonials. So the objective is to try to get it, in this realm. So that's where we're headed. So
It's only
This
gonna
is
help the
great.
neighborhood.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right now, it's what it is.
that's what we're.
yeah, I'm just looking at this, and one question we didn't ask, but I don't think we need to, is the second story is going, or the third, the quote, third story is a half story, but that's fine. It looks.
It's a half story, yes.
It looks.
It doesn't exceed the
No,
allowed
we're at
space.
32 feet, 3 inches.
Yeah, but that's height.
But
But-
half story, we define anything above 7 feet on the third
Mhm.
floor. So
Yeah.
if, let's say it's 600 on the second floor,
Yes.
and the space that's over 7 feet has to be 350 or less.
350 square feet.
In other words, half the square feet of the floor below
Right.
at 7 feet.
Yeah,
If-
what provision is that? Do you know what it is offhand?
No, but just have that.
Just double check that provision.
Double check that and maybe
point
put it on
out
your
how
performance.
you don't exceed on that,
I mean,
third
I
level.
don't, I'd be really shocked if it's over just looking at it. But, I mean, it's,
Mhm.
it's not, I mean, what's the center height?
The height of it, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, so just show us by numbers.
Yeah.
That, we'll look up that provision.
Okay.
Yeah, I just-
Okay.
it just-
If you have any
yeah,
questions
just
about
wanna-
it, I'll let, Greg knows exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
So
typically
come
we're
up-
looking at it, if it's 7 feet, anything, ceiling height of 7 feet or greater, and you're looking at 50% of the area that's habitable space.
Right.
We know in this zone, 2.5 stories is allowed.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
permitted.
how we define a
Yeah.
half story.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
That's,
Yeah.
if it's greater than that, then it's more than a half story. That
Okay.
becomes an issue.
Got it, okay.
But, I mean.
Yeah, so just establish that you're under that,
Okay.
12,
Yes.
maximum. On the second, on the
Yeah.
half story. Third floor.
And the basement is fully covered.
I imagine it might be the case. I mean, did Bill Bujarski look through the plans itself?
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, we
He
submitted
probably-
them and.
He might have calculated, you don't know, but
I assume nothing
we have to
more.
be, again, better safe than sorry.
We submitted them as, you know, we were filing
Right.
for a building permit to get the denial, and he denied it, and he wrote the letter. for-
Yep.
Yeah.
When you use shoebox down.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, if we,
So that-
if we were to accidentally let you go bigger, then people would start relating over to your project.
Oh, okay.
How
Let
do
him
you allow
slide
that,
that, maybe.
you know,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we can't have.
Makes sense, I'm sure
yeah.
you dealt with this and.
And if we.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
You gotta explain it away.
I'm just thinking, just if we did exceed it, which I don't think we have.
I mean, just looking at it.
Yeah, we
looking
could
at-
change the roof pitch, but I really don't wanna do that either, cause an 8-12 roof pitch looks really good on
Yeah,
those, so.
yeah, that's why I just, covering bases.
Yeah.
You know, devil's advocate covering
Sure,
bases.
I'll look
That's-
at it.
that's- Yeah.
I'll definitely look at it, yep.
Another thing, I hope I'm wrong. It looks like I am. Good.
But, you know, actually, you know, show it again on the, on one of the site plans, you know, by numbers.
Yes.
And you come up here with your figure, because we're gonna have to calculate it.
Okay.
Okay, super.
And we're gonna have to use what numbers you know, put on your plan.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
So
Great.
October 6th then?
October
Yeah.
6th, I will,
Should be a warm winter. Be building right through it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be
I
nice.
have-
We have another winter like we did last year, right?
emails. It's supposed to be, Marion was supposed to put it on the application, so that, you know, not only do you have this address, but.
So you have my contact information?
Yeah. Because when I send this notice, it would be good if, you know,
Mhm.
I guess Mary's been in touch with you, but it still doesn't hurt to.
Yeah.
Just, let's not slow it down.
No, no, this is, yeah, hide inside the house right now, we're just,
Okay,
we're
just,
very patient.
yeah, just a heads up on the 6th. As far as I know, you'll probably be second on the agenda.
Okay.
And the first one is pretty involved. So, I'll try to, when I send out the agenda, I'll probably CC you guys. And, you know, it could be a late night, just a heads up.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, your project should go pretty quickly.
Should be a fairly straightforward project, but the other one is 2D Blue Square. And there's
Mhm.
just a lot to cover,
Mhm.
is all, so.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Thanks. Thanks
All right,
for
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, appreciate it, thank you.
See you on the 6th.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay.
I have a question about the definition of pergola.
Yeah.
So it,
The definition of
Pergola?
they're not giving a variance for their pergola, so it doesn't matter, but the other one down on Depot Square,
Right,
they're getting the variance for the pergola.
right.
But we don't have,
A provision that covers that?
Well,
yeah, I
it's-
mean, we
it's-
don't really
it's-
know what it is.
It's,
Or we know
essentially,
what
it's
its
an
salary is.
it's an accessory building of sorts.
Okay.
And I mean, it's.
Well, sure, we know what it is, but its code doesn't define it, so
No.
I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
that's why.
So what do we interpret it to be then? An accessory building?
I think our interpretation is much around doesn't have a roof. Because if it's
Doesn't have a
not,
solid roof.
you know, if it's not covered, the lot coverage thing goes away.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it's more that than, it may be in the setbacks, but the setbacks, we're treating it as an accessory building as a 10-foot setback on its, full setback.
Okay. So that's coming before us anyway, so.
So it's, I think we treat it as an accessory building. I know that when up on East Street or Mountain Avenue, that corner lot put in a pergola.
So.
And it wasn't, you know,
Yeah, go ahead.
and Bill treated it as an accessory building with a 10-foot setback.
All right, so we're gonna have to do that then.
Yeah. Speaking of.
And they were aware of that anyway, we discussed it that way.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, we're not gonna do it tonight. On 2 Depot Square, planning board is gonna be the lead agency on it.
Secret.
On secret, and it is a type 1
Right.
secret. So, however they declare, so if they declare a negative declaration, in other words, there's no super environmental impacts and they won't have to go, because if they declare, if they don't declare it a neg deck, then it triggers this whole awful chain of stuff. But we have to, vote on a resolution. We have to vote on a resolution, and John first drafted this. Right now, all I have is a hard copy. But I'll try to get a soft copy of this, and we're gonna vote on this next.
The resolution.
The resolution
is to
allow
the not the planning board
to be the lead agency
That's it.
on this secret review.
You just-
I think we can start the public hearing. We may not be able to vote that night because we're supposedly the lead agency has, and they don't meet until the 13th. So the lead agency has to make a decision, at least on the seeker. So I'm not sure we'll be able to vote that night.
Well, we can
but
do it conditioned on it.
I don't know, and this is what I need to, I gotta read back through my emails to see where we are.
Yeah, my thought is that it could be conditioned on the grant of the secret, or the negative.
Well, technically, supposedly, we're not supposed to take actions. We're not supposed to take action until the lead agency does. Technically.
On anything.
On anything.
Okay.
But again,
That's fine. We'll let it go.
Yeah. So it's a bit messy.
We don't have to hear more than a hearing.
No,
Come in
no.
and then we can.
It's just
resolve.
it's a bit
It's not that
messy.
bad.
It's
It'll
just a
be
bit
fine.
messy in terms of logistics. It's more logistics than.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
what we're not-
Just a heads up on that.
Yep.
All right, so let's see how many of these minutes we can get through. We got 4 sets of minutes. I have been neglect, to say the very least.
Well, the first thing we should do is make sure that Aaron and I were each on.
Well, that's, yeah.
Because right now, we have what would be a minimum quorum.
Right, I know.
to resolve it.
So let's work backwards. So go to the bottom of your stack. And the first one is 6/2/16. It was a workshop. Since it's a workshop, and who were attending: Greg, Allison, Elliot, John. You weren't part of the board at that point. But because it's a workshop, I'm not terribly sure we have to quote-unquote approve it. You know what I'm saying, John? Because there's only 2 of us here.
Yeah, we don't need an approval, not for the workshop.
Not for the workshop.
Because
we made no decisions. The only decision was to accept the minutes for May 19th.
I just want to do it.
Okay, yeah, no, take your time. Fascinating stuff.
Minutes versus minutes.
You haven't heard much from Broad Street lately.
No, it's.
That may be dead in the water.
Until he gets the front half to do something.
Yeah,
There's nothing we can do.
that's right.
So we'll just. So I'm gonna sign off.
Well, it doesn't hurt to sign off on these.
Yeah, I mean-
But I don't see, I think.
You don't see anything
No.
glaring, okay. I mean, it's, as much as anything, it's a sanity check.
So Aaron, you're on these.
What's
No problem.
today is
15.
15.
Okay, so I wasn't here on that, so you had present 1, 2, 3, so for you guys, you would be quorum of those present to be able to sign the minutes. Okay.
This is 7/21.
Yeah,
Again, it was a workshop for Furnace Street.
I actually thought I was here for that. Yeah, I was here for that. Let me just double check this before I say.
If that's true, I need to.
Yeah, hold on, yeah. All we can do is just, I'm almost sure, I had to have been here. Because I remember the issues that were gonna come up.
But we had two public.
And I was there when we said
We-
we should do,
we
oh,
had-
because we had 2 public hearings.
We had 2 public hearings.
I got you.
We
So
had
leave it as
both.
is, yes, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I mean, all I have to do, because I think we were taping, all we have to do is go back to the tape.
Right. I just remember I knew it was coming up, and I had to start preparing for this,
Yeah.
you know, to do the research.
I don't care that much about my last name, it needs to be on
It does, and we will,
the end. And your name switches from Johnny to John.
I'd rather have John.
It was Johnny on the first.
I saw that.
Seriously?
Yeah. You could take out the NY. Sounds like I should be, right, doing a record or something like that.
Okay. So
Otherwise, it looks good.
okay. Actually, since, I'm gonna make the changes and I'll sign off on those changes.
Yeah, if, you have Aaron's name, wherever you've repeated his name, you probably just wanna.
Yeah, I'll check it.
And that's the, I think it's the other.
Okay. That's 2 down. So the next one is 818. And we had a full complement that night.
Mm.
So we can approve these if need be.
Well, wait, we can. Yes, we can, because
Yes, we can.
there's 3 of 5 of us.
Yeah, except Aaron's name is still there. So I just. And we're back to John, so I guess that's. Yeah, read through this. I'm not so much concerned about the first one as the second one.
Yeah, again,
And-
Aaron, his name, every time it appears, it's.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
You can tell he was like reading, like listening to the tape or something, because he's got these like pat.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, other than he didn't have the vote in these minutes. He didn't have the vote for the first,
Well, that's true.
I
Where'd that go?
had to cut and paste that in.
Okay.
So. And actually, it was unanimous. I have that wrong. In other words,
Right, even if, once they came to their own agreement, you still had to vote on
So I made that correction. On page 2. And I added the balancing statement from the written decision for the second time. So.
it. Now,
Question?
so, do we have only 7 minutes that deal with the actual hearing on the Furnace Street project? Was this a continuation of it here?
It was a continuation from July 21st.
From July 21. But did you have that labeled as a workshop?
Yeah.
You had that labeled
It
as
was
a
a
workshop.
workshop, and it shouldn't be.
I know I was definitely here for both of those, yeah, so I was here, I was present.
Something's.
I was here for
Something's not
two
right.
appearances.
We are missing a set of minutes for 2 weeks.
For a workshop prior to-
For, no, public hearing for the.
Oh, for the Furnace Street.
So 14 from 8/4.
Yeah, yes, that's correct, we were here on 8/4.
So that's wrong. Continued from August 14th.
Well, the workshop is correct, the July 21.
Yeah,
And
that
the
is
first-
correct.
The first hearing date is
Would have been August 4th.
August 4th. So I know I was definitely here for that. I know-
But since we don't have the minutes, but we can approve these minutes, even though
Right.
we don't have August 4th.
We're there about that. So I think that the 8/18 is fine.
I'm confused about the balancing statement on 8/18. After a detailed review of each of the area variants, the board finds that it is granting minimum variances necessary to complete the project. In balance, though, the findings on each criteria do not fully support the granting.
I mean, we had talked about that quite a bit. We were, we realized that, we had issues on both sides.
So what does it mean by that statement? Because I was about to really say something about that one, too.
Well,
That one sentence.
it's a dead lift out of the decision, so.
Okay, all right, well, second.
But after detailed review of each of the balance, though, the findings of each criteria do not fully support the granting of the resolution. Well, okay, what? Because we had a positive, we had the motion as a positive statement to grant the variance.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm not sure, yeah, I understand. I remember Allison said, make a motion
To grant the
to
variance.
grant, and it's,
And I think I was trying to reflect.
I guess, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and did I do it well? Well, not
Well,
necessarily.
No, well, no, it's not that you didn't, but hold on. detailed review. But you weren't granting, so there's detailed review.
I mean, we denied the variances. To approve the variances, and Allison's second. I know, it's confusing. It was,
Well, let's just simply say what we said, let's just try to put it in plain language at this point. I think, in my recollection, the balance of the 5 criteria went against granting the variance. The balance of the 5 statutory criteria went against, our findings as to them went against granting the variance.
well, I thought the balance of it was like split down the middle. That's what I thought we had come, that's my memory of it, that we had, basically, it was like,
Yeah, I personally wasn't there, and I don't think Aaron was necessarily there that way.
Why don't we just say what happened? So you could say,
Okay.
if you wanna have it be balancing, then say,
it doesn't have to be balancing, I cut and pasted it, so it's, we.
Aaron had a good statement about it. I think in the end, Allison went that way.
Well,
Yeah.
I suggested to her that we do it suggested as, a motion for a positive. It may have been my mistake, maybe I should have done that. Anyways,
So the way you have it with nay, nay, and yay, what you should do is whether or not the application for the variance in light of the 5 statutory criteria should be granted. And then the vote was nay, 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 and 1 yay. So you did have an application. Most important thing is you have an application. That's what's before you.
Yeah,
And it
well,
was
that's-
requesting a variance.
Yeah. But
And you got the negative responses from 4 and an affirmative 1 from Ellie. So there's basically they were saying, no, we're not granting the variance. And that's the way you can word it. And it's the better way to word it.
Okay. Say it again, Joe. I mean, Aaron, what were we?
Aaron, you
were
I
handling
wanna
it
hear
or
from
something
you.
that sounded reasonable.
I would just say after detailed review, the board,
After a detailed review, comma, and a balancing the 5 statutory criteria.
I just want to be very careful that we're not saying something different in the minutes that I don't say in the
Well, I don't think we are.
decision, okay.
Well,
And
I-
balancing,
There's no question that this was the gist of what we were
yeah,
talking
okay,
about.
all
Go
right,
ahead.
keep going.
I don't really find that the balancing statement adds anything useful to the.
But we're supposed to do it according.
Well, no, but
Go ahead.
that's for the decision, this is minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
This is.
Let's Aaron
this-
finish.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I think if you could just take the whole thing out.
that's what I was thinking, I like that idea.
It wouldn't make it any less clear.
Yeah.
It would make it clearer.
And the only thing is you could simply say, vote, the vote on whether to grant the variance or deny the variance request went as follows.
No, this is how we do it all the time.
Okay.
This is what we, you made a motion.
Okay,
to
you already
approve
did,
it.
Arlene have made a motion to approve. I got it.
I think I'm gonna add, to approve the variance for, 6-foot fence. Yeah, just 1 second, we'll just kill the balancing statement, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's in your decision anyway, that's what's important.
Yeah, because that's the true meat of it. So we'll do blah, 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 blah. Elliot made a motion to approve the variance for a 6-foot fence. Allison and Tom seconded.
Can I ask you a question? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm good with this. I think, is it possible that, before you come out with a decision, I know everything has to be under a time constraint?
5 days.
Yes.
I got 5 days.
Yeah, listen, I know you, I know it's.
I'm gonna say, you rate these things.
See?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Why don't we do this? Great, I mean,
Talk to me.
just, I mean, Aaron, are you interested if, you know, Greg were to put together a decision and he says, I'm giving you guys a day or two to look this over and come back to me with any comments? Are you interested in getting involved in something like that? Like I would, you know, if you're busy,
I think
it's
if-
hard to me.
I think if there was something complicated enough that we needed to, you know, if I needed more time, then sure.
Okay.
But
Yeah. I
for
mean,
the most part, I think it just opens it up to more discussion, and we've already closed off the discussion.
Well, I understand that, but the thing is, you know, if he lifted this from,
but it's out of context. There's stuff before and there's stuff
Oh,
after.
well, there you
So, you know, it's out of context.
go. Okay.
Um,
All right, so the last 7 minutes, I would approve these.
okay. So
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the 18th as.
As amended.
As amended. With the, Wolf.
Okay, so I'll make those changes. And then
9
last.
was workshop.
9-1.
So if they looked at Depot Square at all, anybody, the planning board?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they,
What were the issues on parking there? What kind of resolutions they?
well, they haven't kind of resolution.
Is
They
that-
basically workshopped it. In other words, they looked at it and, because they had a meeting last week sometime, and I kind of quickly, on the village board, YouTube thing, scroll through.
Because Aaron pointed out correctly, I think that it says direct access to the street. The two of the cars were sort of pinned in.
Yeah, and, so those two spaces technically don't count.
Yeah,
So,
unless they wanted, well, we couldn't give them, we either could or we couldn't give them a variance, so it's something we didn't decide.
right.
Right, we were thinking that perhaps, the village, yeah, or village.
So other than.
So you read through the other ones, too, the 9-1?
Yeah.
Other than spelling of your name, I'll give Michael a heads up. It's in all the emails.
Yeah, this looks fine.
Okay. So,
So we've got them done.
yeah, good, excellent, thanks, guys. Need a motion to close the meeting?
I'll move to close the meeting. Aaron, you're gonna have to second it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're out of here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take it.